Welcome to our 21st episode of the Tech Talks. Wow, 21 episodes. I cannot believe this. We're at legal drinking age. Let's go. This is awesome. So this Tech Talk right here, this one's more on the metal side of things. So we're going to kind of go over a few products, talking about a little bit on purposes of them, what they are. But the cool thing for this episode is we're really going to touch base on the promos that we've got going on this month. So the promos we're going to talk about, they're actually going to end July 31st of 2022. So if you can stock up now, I will remind you of that as we go further into the episode, but let's dive into this. Our main metal promotion that we've got going on this month is buy a box of SMT Titans and get a same box of those for free. So that's huge. All right, so that's something we've never done before. And the whole point behind it is to really get them out there and get them into, your hands as the customers, or if the reps are watching this, showing different ways to get these into the customer's hands, because this is a phenomenal product. The cool thing about these SMTs is how aggressive they are, but at the same time, they can do a finish. And so what I'm getting at with that is it's an aggressive polyester flap with sandpaper glued at a radius to fashion or onto that backing. A lot of words there. What that really means, it's actually the way it's angled onto it. So we glue these flaps onto this at a specific angle, so that way you can get maximum use out of it, and you can also have that maximum aggression, or you can get that really good finish kind of going into it. So that's a huge part to it. A flap disc is so amazing for what it's able to do, because it can take down welds. It can also make something shine up and look pretty. So that's kind of a win-win part for that right there. And a lot of that's kind of based off the different angles of the flaps. So, we've got flat, 6 degree, and then a 12 degree. Cool things with these is the flatter it is, the better your finish is going to be, the more it's meant for blending, those kind of things. Whereas if we go to that 6 degree, it's kind of your middle of the road. So you're going to have really good aggression with that, but at the same time, it's going to have a really good finish. So it's really just right there in that middle. And then when you hit that 12 degree angle, it's going to be meant for that more aggression, because the more degree of angle you've got, the more aggression it's going to be. So using these, like when we're going into the finish, because a lot of our flaps, we're going to have them from 24 grit all the way up to 120 grit. So we're not looking for a 24 grit finish. We're looking at that, 60, 80, 120, but a lot depends on what you're doing. So pay attention to those kind of things as you're picking out which kind of flap disc you want for these Titans, because like I said, we do have them from angled all the way up to flat. So really what you're looking for, we're going to be able to have the product for it. If we're just blending in something, we have those. We've got non-woven Titans. We've got non-woven and sandpaper Titans put together. We call it like an interleaved. And then we've got a regular sandpaper Titan. So we do have a wide variety of those. And if you're kind of skeptical on trying them, just buy a box, get another box for free, and just go at it. That's the really cool thing about when we're looking at like the SMTs and the SMTs going into the Titan. So we have also other varieties of Titans. So we've got ones that are the green kind. So those have that lubricant onto it. These are really cool because what they do is they reduce that heat by 20%. Another way that we reduce the heat with that is actually the top of the Titan. So if you kind of look at this right here, the top of the Titan is going to have those vents going through it. So what that does, it circulates air coming in, keeping your material cool. So you've got your lubricant, which already gives it that 20% reduced heat. Then on top of that, you got that vent that goes into it to keep your material cool. That's such a huge win, especially if we're doing on stainless steel or aluminum. You need that product to stay cool, because if it heats up, it starts to melt, especially that aluminum, like it glazes over, it's just nasty. So if we can keep that cool, we're doing really good on that. So that's a huge part to it, is our Titan series. Definitely check these things out because they're so cool. And I know we're going to have a video for you coming up soon. So when we're looking at Titan, so I touched on it earlier, so we've got 24 grit to that 120 grit. So 24 grit, we're looking at that heavy removal. A lot of our customers, what they'll end up doing is they get either the 6 degree angle on that 36 grit, and that ends up doing well for them. One thing for y'all, pay attention to kind of where you're at and what you're doing. If it's not a flat piece that you're working on, you want to make sure you're getting stuff to or the angle that you need to kind of work with that, if that makes sense. But definitely check out these Titans, give them a go. It's a phenomenal product, and I promise you, if it gets into your hands, you're going to love it. So it's something to definitely try out.
KLINGSPOR is more than excited about our latest flap disc achievement, and we are proud to present to you the Titan SMT trimmable flap disc with a built-in 5/8 threaded center. The Titan is a brand new, superior flap disc that saves you time and money by increasing your work efficiency. One of the key features of this disc is the trimmable backing. Trimming the backing exposes the untouched abrasive in the middle that otherwise goes to waste. Taking advantage of the entirety of its flaps allows for a much longer life and less frequent disc changes. When using the Titan, you will notice a much cooler run than standard flap discs. The fan shape allows air to come from the top of the disc through to the workpiece. These breathable airways also contribute to the increased longevity. But what is likely the Titan's most compelling feature is the unique 5/8 spin-on arbor for quick and easy mounting. This innovative feature allows for a faster mounting process using absolutely no tools. Lastly, the firm plastic backing allows for a more aggressive use when needed. There are several different configurations in which you can order your Titan SMT, such as flat, convex, non-woven, and more. For virtually any grinding need, you will find a Titan that works for you. Tighten up and change the way you work with flap discs.
So from here, we're going to kind of jump to our next promo. This is one I deal with. I have a lot of passion on. I love doing this promo. I've been doing it now for a while. It's the bonded monthly promo. So this promo is buy one box of our A946TZ ultra thin cutoff wheels at list price, get another box of the same wheels for free. That's huge. All right, so this cutoff wheel is phenomenal. So we took all the harsh chemicals out of it to make it a safer wheel for you. So as you're breathing in, as you're cutting, you're not having to worry about those chemicals that are going into it. So that's a big part to it. On the other end of that, it is a 1/16 inch cutoff wheel. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I need to have the .045, and I'm not hating on the .045. It does a great job for a fast cut. But the cool thing about this cutoff wheel is A, it's aluminum oxide. So then you've got that 46 grit compared to like normally it's like a 60 grit. So you've already got good aggression going on to it. So I've got a 46 grit at a 1/16. So not to keep throwing a bunch of math at you, but you know, 1/16 is a .0625 compared to a .045. It's not that huge of a difference, but the differences comes in that longevity that you're gonna get. So the 1/16 will last longer. It will cut a little bit slower, but like I said, you're at a 46 grit compared to a 60, but you're gonna have that longevity. Another big part to it being that 1/16 is you're gonna have that added stability. So being a metal worker, and obviously y'all being metal workers, like we're gonna have disc pop on us. It happens every now and then, it stinks. But with a 1/16, you have more stability, so you can do that pushing in a little bit harder, trying to get that faster cut. Even though we don't recommend it, everybody does it. And I get that, you know, everybody's gonna push in a little bit harder. We want fast cuts, we wanna get into it. And that's where that stability is gonna come into play. So that stability is really gonna save you throughout all that, because if you know, and as metal workers do, when you get a ultra thin cutoff wheel that's .045 or less than a .045, and you give it that little bit more oomph, you can feel that vibration, you know it's about to pop. So definitely, you know, the cool thing about this promo is just try it. And you don't lose anything when you try it, because it's such a great cutoff wheel. Like I said, you're gonna have that speed, you're gonna have the stability, and we took the harsh chemicals out of it. It's just such a fantastic cutoff wheel for y'all to try, and I definitely think y'all should be trying this one right here. Also for this right here, you're looking at low burr formation, which, you know, whenever we're getting into metalworking, the less burrs you've got, the less cleanup you've got to do. That is such a huge thing to have. So it's big. You're probably wondering, what does it cut? So for this right here, it's kind of almost on the universal side of things. So I'm cutting mild steel with it. I'm cutting carbon steel with it. I'm cutting stainless steel with it. I've got a wide variety of a lot that I'm touching base with. I'm also been cutting aluminum on it. So we don't, not like your super thick pieces, and those do we cut with aluminum, but if you've got sheets that you've got to cut aluminum, it does cut that really well. And so I've had good success with that one as well. For me personally, testing it down in my lab or going out to a few shops, kind of working at people that are using stainless steel and aluminum, it is a great cutoff wheel to use for that. But definitely give the A946TZ a try. It's such a great one. So like I said, these promos, they end July 31st of 2022. So definitely jump on these right now. If you're a rep, get them out to your customers, let them see it and get it going. Customers, just give it a go. I promise you're really going to like it. It's such a great cutoff wheel. It is actually my favorite cutoff wheel, hence why I usually am the one that's supporting it. But like I said, we've got a video about to come up for you on this.
Today we want to introduce one of KLINGSPOR's most aggressive and longest lasting bonded abrasives. The A946TZ Special cutoff wheel is an excellent choice for cutting stainless steel sheets, and carbon steel. It can be used in container construction and all other types of metal fabrication. We will demonstrate how this wheel performs on stainless steel sheets and a stainless steel bar. The A946TZ is among the most advanced in the market in bond quality, aggression, and service life. It even outperforms some of the highest rated thin cutoff wheels available today. Another one of the many advantages of this product is the increased safety standards. Our new formula removes dangerous chemicals, making this one of our safest cutoff wheels. The A946TZ is ideal for welding and fabrication shops, metal molding and maintenance shops, and metal construction services. Additionally, it is thermally treated so that it will not break down with heat. If you want a cutoff wheel that gives you more cuts in the least amount of time with a longer service life, try KLINGSPOR's A946TZ Special, only from KLINGSPOR.
Another notable promo to kind of touch base on. Like I said, the two promos we've talked about, they have ended July 31st of 2022. The promo I'm about to talk about actually extends out through all of 2022. So December 31st, 2022 is this one's last date. But this one is a Carbide Burr promo. And if you know anything about our burrs, you know they're freaking awesome and they do such a great job. So here's a promo we've got going out through the end of the year for this. So buy 1 to 3 Carbide Burrs, you'll get 35% off. Buy 4 to 6 Carbide Burrs, you'll get 40% off. Buy 7 to 9 Carbide Burrs, you'll get a 45% off. Buy 10 plus Carbide Burrs, you do get those at a 50% off. So that's such a big deal. And for these right here, if you've never tried our Carbide Burrs before, you want to talk about some good aggression and good finishes. Like, we have quality Carbide Burrs. I mean, they do such a great job. I know there's a video coming up about those as well. But when you're looking at our Carbide Burrs, they're a fast way to do cleanup and do fast removal. So we have these products for like stripping and cleaning up materials. I know one of the videos that we've done, we actually welded around just kind of made a railing, and we wanted to clean that up and hoping just to see how good it looked, and come to find out it actually looked out really well. But for these right here, it's just doing different kinds of metals on it. So we do have a few different varieties of those. We've got the double cut, which is pretty much for your efficient stock removal, like it's going to do a great job, and it works on most metals. Then you've got your single cut, which is very good stock removal, especially on like your harder metals. It does a great job, and it also can do a wide variety of like different steels and cast iron and that kind of thing. And then we have our non-ferrous. So this right here is high stock removal on aluminum, copper, brass, those kind of things. And so softer metals, it does a great job on. And the cool thing with these burrs, a little tricks to them is if you've got like an oil you can put with them, it'll help them last longer. And so that way you can get full longevity out of them. When you're looking at burrs for removal, they last such a long time. Most people actually end up having them load up before they're actually done in use. So like I said, the good tricks to those is actually putting an oil with it, kind of help work that in. So what it'll do will actually help it last longer. It's going to keep it cooler. So it's going to have great efficient removal going into that right there.
Today we are introducing to you the KLINGSPOR Carbide Burrs. Look no further for unmatched quality and service life for your Carbide Burrs. KLINGSPOR offers the 3 most popular cuts, and each has their own advantages that we are going to show you in today's video. Before you begin any project, be sure you're using a tool that runs at the correct RPMs. It is important to have the burr rotating before applying to the workpiece to prevent any chipping and breaking. Lastly, let the burr do the work. Very little pressure is required to remove metal with our burrs. First, we have the single cut. It is best suited for heavy removal applications, primarily for stainless steel, hardened steel, and cast iron. Most applications with this cut include deburring, milling, cleaning, and various other aggressive tasks that aim for a good balance of removal and finish. Next, we offer the aggressive and efficient non-ferrous cut. This burr is perfect for all of your soft metal and plastic applications. You can easily distinguish these by their wider cut, which is great to prevent loading on non-ferrous metals and plastics. When grinding on soft metals, many users will often apply oils and lubricants, which also help prevent loading. Lastly, we have our most popular and longest lasting carbide burr, which is the double cut. The double cut has the most cutting edges, resulting in longevity and the finest finish. This burr should be your choice for aggressive removal while deburring, cleaning, blending, and finishing. Along with the increased number of cutting edges, there is less vibration, which allows for a smoother and more precise cut. We offer long shank carbide burrs in single and double cut for the hard to reach deburring and cleaning applications. These burrs give you an extension of up to 7 inches. Remember, these burrs should be ran at a lower RPM than standard burrs, preferably between 15 and 25,000. Call us today and get your KLINGSPOR Carbide Burrs.
Definitely with these 3 promos that we've got going on, it should be exciting because these, like I said, we've never done a Titan promo before, and this is something definitely to jump onto. Like I'm telling you, our Titan SMT line is phenomenal. It's hands down probably one of our better promos that we've ever done, and definitely jump onto it before the end of the month because it's such a cool promo, and you're really going to be glad that you did. And then also for our bonded promo, doing that A946 TZ cutoff wheel, that is hands down my favorite cutoff wheel. It's such a great cutoff wheel to actually go into cutting with. Like, I mean, you want to talk about fast cuts, you're going to have that. You're going to have that longevity. It's such a great cutoff wheel. And then obviously our Carbide Burr promos that we've got going out through the end of the year. Stock removal, longevity. I mean, they're able to get into those weird tight places that you can't really get into. It can get in there, it can clean it up, it can make it look good. So that's such a huge thing. And then I know you probably got a few questions kind of going on. So if you do have questions, please send those into techtalk@klingspor.com. And then we'll be able to answer all the questions you've got going into those. But the whole point in this episode is really to touch base on the promos and to kind of give, insights to why we're excited about these promos. And pretty much I've kind of covered that part. So let y'all know our next episode is August 17th at 3 p.m. And so we're going to be talking about these Spartan sanders. And we're going to go into detail of really how to use them, why they're so neat, and why they're pretty much flying off our shelves. And if you've got questions about that, please send that to techtalk@klingspor.com. I'm Danny Brent. Thank you so much for watching this episode.